Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Modern Sister Gaming. I'm Kaiju K, and I'm here to do something rather embarrassing. I'm actually here to show off some of my hand-drawn Pokemon for the Pokemon game that I'm trying to design. Now, warnings ahead of time, you'll notice they're not the best, but I've gotten better. I'm going to try and show them in the order I made them, so I can kind of show you what little I've done, but I have improved over time. Um, so give me a little bit of slack as we start this. So once again, this is about the Galapagos idea of evolution, and once again, the Pokemon in this region are not weak Pokemon. You won't find any that have 300 stat base. They're all going to be, once fully evolved, they're all going to be sitting somewhere around the 500 rate. So that being said, let me show off the very first one. So the very first Pokemon I have here is called Squakin. Squakin is a combination of the word squire and of mocking, for like a mockingbird. They're a common bird found in the Galapagos Islands. Now, as you can see by looking at him, he's a little baby bird who's hiding inside his shell. In fact, he's using his shell as armor, as a shield, as little booties. And he's even tied some to a stick there so he can stab you with a little bit of spears. He'll be able to evolve at level 18 to become Nightkin, which is, of course, Night and Mocking. And then finally, at level 32, he'll evolve into Palakin, which is Paladin and Mocking once again. Unlike regular flying types, he's going to be a more defensively oriented flying type. Kind of like Corvant. And he's really going to have his moves, his family will focus on moves that improve its stats, like Steel Wing and Skull Bash. It's going to excel in defensive stats. It's going to have average speed and attack, and a very large HP pool. Its signature move is Shield Wing, which will deal a good amount of damage, then simultaneously raise its own defense by one stage. It'll also have access to a new flying type move, which many of the flying types will have, which is called Wing Smash, which is a 90 base power physical move, which has a 10% chance of causing the target to flinch. As you can see, he's got a little teardrop. They're very nervous. They stick together until they start to evolve. And as I see the evolution, it's going to slowly evolve into no longer needing improvised weapons and shields. Its wings will get a bony calcium armor to them. Their claws will move in. Their beaks will get a little sharper. So here's hoping that this line looks up. This was the first one I did, so as you can see, it's not the best. It's got little cracks in the shields, but I am improving. I like what I did with the eyes personally. All right, now this one, this is a pirate rat, also known as Rapid or Rat and Pirate. He's going to be the basic, very, very super common rodent types that you see in the game. You'll find him along with Squarekin on Route 1. Now, unlike regular rodent types, which are always normal types, or sometimes dark types, this is a dark water type from the very beginning. He's got a little piece of his ear missing, and his fur makes it look like he has a bandana around his neck. They're a split evolution line, which we're going to try out. First of all, he can evolve to Captain Hood, which is Captain and Robin Hood, at level 20, and still become a dark water type, who looks like a rat with Captain Pirate marking, so he might look like he has a hat on, or might look like he has a little hook. You can see he's got a little hook for his tail as it is. However, if it evolves at night, after it's fainted while it's equipped with an item called the Strange Loop, it will become Shivertim, or Shiver Me Timbers, a ghost water type, who will look a lot like Rapid, but will have ghostly features and a new ability called Intangible, which causes it to take 50% less damage from any physical attacks. All three forms will focus on high speed, as most rodent types do, with Rapid and Captain Hood having better physical attacks, while Shivertims will have better special attacks. They'll also focus on moves for stealing, like Thief, Strength Sap, which will be Shivertim, Payday, and the likes. So, I always liked the idea of Meowth, but I don't think it was really given a chance. Like, Payday is a good move, and in this game, its base attack power is going to be 60 rather than 40. So maybe you'll be able to use it more often. I've also decided to turn Payday into a dark type move. So he'll also get he'll also get same type attack bonus on it. Oh boy. Okay, next up, now this guy, this is an interesting one. This is going to be one of the, what do we call it? The purchasable Pokemon. Yeah, the Pokemon that were created by man rather than evolutionarily created through natural selection. Now, I know he looks like a snake, but he's actually based off of a bacteria. His name is Peniterium, which is penicillin and bacteria. If you ever looked at a picture of bacteria, they often look like a bunch of small ovals. So I gave it like snake-like features and a little tongue. I just thought it looked cute. And his tail actually has the coloration of the biohazard warning stickers. Now, these guys cannot be found in the wild. It must be purchased in stores. In fact, in the first town you run into, you'll actually be able to purchase one of these guys for a good amount of money. But they'll always start off at level 2, so yeah, no matter where you go in the game, when you buy a new Pokemon, it's going to be level 2. It will have access to a good series of offensive and defensive moves such as Poison Tail, Coil, Recover, as well as its Cell Split ability, which will raise its max HP stat one stage and remove any status ailments it has. What this is this is the very first time a Pokemon has the ability to temporarily boost its own HP stat. They have moves that can boost their defense and their special defense and everything, but not their max HP. Now, unfortunately for anything else, I couldn't figure out any other idea for him, so Peniterium is, of course, going to be a pure poison type. If anybody has any ideas on how to better it, please let me know. It has no evolution, and it's going to be a pretty average Pokemon, a mixed attacker, so you'll be able to use physical moves like Poison Tail along with, say, I don't know, Smog. Just to throw one out there. But their idea of their design is that they were to help work at Pokemon centers where they could absorb poisons in the air and bacteria and disease. They also work in hospitals to help people get healthy. They're very squishy. They're kind of like holding a cooling pillow. And they have very long tongues, as you can obviously see there. Okay, next up. Now this is one that got me to giggle a little when I was thinking about it. This is a Toadstool. It's actually going to be a frog and a fungus combination. It's called Fairnom, which is a hybridation of fairy mushroom and cane toad. I chose cane toads. Now, I know cane toads aren't from this area of the Galapagos, but they're going to be an introduced species through, say, I don't know, Toxicroak, who I'm not sure what type of frog he was supposed to be, but based on his poisonous ability, it's quite common that he could be a cane toad. Now, cane toads are a very big problem in Australia, and fairy mushrooms are very colorful, yet they're toxic, but I don't think you could actually be killed unless you ate a very large amount of them. He'll have 2 more evolutions. I'm not sure what the evolutions will actually be called yet, but slowly he'll become a more frog-like figure through the next 2 evolutions. He's a fairy grass type, believe it or not, but he has the signature ability Toxicity. This means that he has all the immunities of a Pokemon with... It grants him immunity to poison and toxic statuses, while it causes poison-type moves to heal it instead of harming it. So it's kind of a poison absorb plus immunity combo. So you won't be able to use any poison attacks against this guy, which he would have been 4 times weak against to begin with. Now, they're super friendly, and they're special attack focused. They have access to sound-based attacks, like, say, Boom Burst, maybe Chatter, but they also have access to status-altering moves, like Spore, Seed, Leech Seed, and Lick. Be careful around them, though, or with food, because they'll eat anything they can get their mouths around. And as they evolve, they'll get very big. You'll be able to ride them in size in their final evolution. Next up, here we go. Now, this is another one of the mass-produced Pokemon in the game. You'll also be able to get this in the first true town you reach. This is Atomo, which is a combination of adaptable and mass-produced. He has no evolutions, he's a normal type, and he has the ability Filter. Now, he cannot be purchased in the wild. His basic cost actually changes. You can keep him as a normal type, or you can pay an additional fee to give them any type of random or any type of secondary type of your choosing. Now, they'll always be normal something, but the color of their nose, ears, collar, the fur on their feet, yes, that's fur covering their feet there, and their small tail fluffs there will change in color based on the type of Pokemon secondary they have. Now, it's not going to be a huge expense. I'd say like these are since they're a mass-produced Pokemon, which you'll see a lot in the game, they'll probably end up being on the cheaper side, like say 500 gold plus an additional 500 for a typing. But this adds to their capabilities. With the ability Filter, no matter what they are, they'll always take less damage from specially effective attacks. Another thing about this guy is that depending on what his secondary type is, will depend on what type of TMs he's able to learn. For instance, if he's a normal type, he'll only be able to learn normal type TMs, where if he becomes, say, a normal fire, he'll be able to learn any normal and fire TMs in the game. This can build up to a nice, powerful Pokemon with access to, like, say, a normal flyer with access to Roost and Hurricane, because those are 2 TMs that you can get. All of them have even stats, so they'll have an even stat built straight across the screen, which means you won't have to worry much. They'll probably have almost 100 in every stat, except for, say, I guess HP and speed, maybe. I'll work on that one later. I haven't gotten their stats yet. But they have access to 2 special moves. They have access to Elemental Bash, which they start off with, and Elemental Break, which they'll get later on in the game. Elemental Bash is Tackle, but it'll either be a normal type move or their secondary type. So if their secondary type is, say, Dragon, that means it'll be a 40 attack Tackle with Stab Attack bonus, making it 60, that deals Dragon type damage. And Elemental Break is a 90 power version of Elemental Bash, which is another physical attack. So once again, if you're a Dragon type, it'll get same type attack bonus, and it'll deal 135 damage instead. It always has 100% accuracy, unless of course they're blinded as such. So no worries there. This will be a very early on Pokemon. You'll be able to get him if you want, but there are others to choose from. Now, this little guy who's eating... That's supposed to be leaves he's eating. I'm sorry. I'm not a good artist yet. Give me some credit. I'm sorry. This is Texian. It's short for textile and cotton. He doesn't have an evolution, and they're found throughout the Galove region as the main producers of clothing-based textiles. Its body is covered in thick strands that can be harvested from their back harmlessly. They're also a very large species. They're about the size of a full-grown grazing cow. So, no, they're not a little caterpie. They're actually quite big, and they're usually kept on farms and fed cotton and everything like that. While peaceful, they are quite large, and they have the ability Sap Sipper or Fur Coat. Sap Sipper, of course, will absorb grass-type damage, while Fur Coat will reduce physical damage to them. They will also focus mainly on defensive skills, like, say, Cotton Guard. And they will also have access to moves like Bite, Fire Fang, etc. These guys are... I'm not sure what I want to make them just yet. I'm thinking they're just a pure bug type. And it's not the quickest Pokemon, though. It's going to be one of the slower ones. I'm not sure what I want to make him exactly. In all reality, they look like little caterpillars almost, without all that fluff on them. Now this is, oh my goodness. I look at this one and I smile for how long this one took me about 5 hours to make, guys. No lie. This is just how good I am. This is the arch nemesis, if you will, of our Atomos, the puppy dog. This is Tabtomon, Tabby Cat, and Ottoman. Yep, that yellow in the middle is supposed to be the, if you've ever seen Beauty and the Beast, the little puppy dog that was turned into an Ottoman. That's supposed to be the little pillow in the middle, and its tail's got a little dustbuster on it, and its legs look like they're made out of wood. They're lazy and loving Pokemon. They're an artificially created Pokemon designed to help people relax. However, this experiment became more than just another Pokemon. Despite the size and just another Pokemon. Despite their size and shape, Tabtomon can lift many, many times their own weight and move with ease, becoming well known as mounts for children. On top of this, unlike other members of the artificial line of Pokemon, Tabtomons can actually evolve into a new form, making them the first and only known artificial Pokemon to be able to do this. That's right, these guys actually have an evolution. These fluffy felines are very strong physically, however, they're not specially inclined. These guys are going to be an early on physical wall, physical damage dealer. They're going to have access to a new ability, which is similar to Slack Off, where they'll skip a turn, or Slack Off line, where they're the Truant line of ability. Sorry, I'm saying Slack Off for a different reason. Where every other turn they'll slack off, but during their turn where they slack off, they'll gain some HP back and boost one of their stats at random. That's only their regular ability. They also have another second ability, but that's only gained when they evolve to their next form, which is going to kind of look like a puma mixed with kind of like a big couch almost. It's how I'm picturing it. In which case, they'll gain a new ability. I haven't thought about what I want it to be yet, but I want it to be something that'll help the team out. Maybe something like when it switches out, the next Pokemon that comes in will get healed a little and maybe have a random stat boost. Maybe. So the Tabtomon line will have access to all the claw-based moves, slash-based moves. But in between the attacks, of course, they'll heal a little bit and they'll get a random stat boost. They're going to be high HP, physical defense, physical attack Pokemon with average speed, average special defense, and almost non-existent special attack. So don't expect them to be able to pull off any real special attacking sets. These guys are just going to be physical brutes. And just like this egg is worrying, this is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed all these hand-drawn Pokemon. If anybody wants to take some of these Pokemon and redraw them and send them to me, you can send them right to themodernsofgaming@gmail.com, or you could just shoot me a message. We have a Facebook page, which is also The Moderns of Gaming, and I will gladly take a look at them, and if they're even better, I might just see if maybe you'd let me use them. But until next time, folks, I'm Kaiju K, and for all the other Moderns of Gaming, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.